Hey guys, how is everybody doing today? I'm doing well, doing great, enjoying Dragonmaids as always, and that's why I am always super excited to share anything new with you guys regarding this deck. So, another update, pretty big change in the main deck. Still playing the control kind of combo-ish type variant. It's definitely not Dragon Link. It's not nearly what the 60 card version was. It's something totally different. It's closer to the last profile. Actually, it's very close. It's only like an addition of a couple of cards, and I changed like one card here, one card there. Um, Went to locals yesterday. Got some good testing with it. I played against uh, Dragoon Guru. So it was like Dragoon Turbo with like Guru, and it's a pretty scary deck. Managed to win that one, and then round two I went up against Invoked Blue Eyes. Yes, Invoked Blue Eyes, and it was actually pretty decent. It was actually pretty scary deck. And but we managed to pull through and beat that deck too. So we got round one and round two, and then round three we went up against a Dino deck, and unfortunately we got destroyed. Game one there wasn't much I could do, but game two, he just like he opened up Dark Ruler, and then it's just full combo like miscellaneous. That card just it needs to get hit so bad. Round four, we managed to redeem ourselves because round four was also dinos, and we managed to win that one. A good friend of mine playing that deck, very good dino player. But yeah, we ended the night X1 out of 4 rounds, and I made top four. So it was really fun. Let's go over the deck profile. So we have three of the gorgeous Chamber Dragonmaid and three of the gorgeous Parlor Dragonmaid. Kind of wish this was also a secret. Still nice as a super, but nice upgrade for this card would be awesome. Actually, if like if they were to ever give any Dragonmaid an ultimate rare printing in an OTS, it definitely should be this. Because the other two that we play are both secrets. They're both like short prints in the sets, and this also came out as a secret in Netco. So I believe like this definitely deserves like an ulti printing. That would be amazing. Yeah, so three chamber, three parlor. They're your best starters because they do just a good amount on their own. Chamber searches you for tidying, which can be an out to floodgates and or like floodgate boss monsters like Zexel and stuff like that. So it's nice to have that card, access to that card easily. Can also get you access to your Monster Reborn, your fusion spell. Pearl is really nice because she could dump any of the bigger Dragon Maids, which we have right here. I'll put them all right here so we can see all our Dragon Maid monsters that we run in the main deck. So yeah, like nothing really new in this lineup. Still the one nurse, one's enough. You summon it off Pyretic. Every time I open this card, most of the time it sucks because I can't really resolve it unless I have specific cards in my hand, like Hospitality. So like say I have like Parlor, I normal summon Parlor, then I could like send Chamber, and if I have this with Hospitality, then it becomes much better. But otherwise, for the most part, you want to summon this. You want to get access to this card later on in the duel. Ernest comes up. The discard to special summon is a nice extender effect, and then Lorpar has that nice discard to prevent monsters from activating their effects. So it's good way to bait out some negates. But we mostly play them just so Nurse and Parlor, Chamber, Kitchen just have like monsters to tag out into. That way we actually gain advantage just by playing these cards because These cards return to our hand, so that maintains our resources. It helps us manage our resources. So, plus Xiao's an awesome card. Very good card. So yeah, that's the Dragonmaid lineup. Moving on to the other starters. So we're still playing the 3 black metal and the 1 darkness metal. This card's just awesome. It's actually one of the best extenders. The reason that I say it's an extender is because it searches for your extender. So if you open up like any of the Dragon Maids, so like you open this and this up, these are 2 normal summons, right? They're 2 normal summons, but because you link this off, you search for this, then you banish the dragon link, summon this, and then summon this from your hand. So this becomes a really good extender. It allows you to unbrick your hand. So if you draw multiple normal summons, you can get them out of your hand, get their effects off. And plus, if you actually draw Parlor, you could just dump the fusion spell, and that's instant access to Xiao. So that's pretty nice. I'm pretty sure I mentioned all this before. I can't remember just because of how many times I do these profiles. But so everything seems the same. Here's the new edition. Starliege Seifert. So I haven't played this card since I played the 60 card version. This card is a very good extender. I actually felt like I needed not an extender. I'm sorry, another good starter. I felt like I need another starter. I definitely need another starter. I needed a starter that can like get me into Hieratic. So I like that all the good starters like Chamber, Parlor, Darkness, Black Metal, and now Safer. They all get you. They're all like Hieratic Seal Turbo cards. So they allow you like to easily access that card, and then Hieratic Seal just gets your engine going. It's such an important card to have turn 1. It's actually the card I prefer to go into most of the time. Most of the time you'll see me end with Hieratic and not Xiao. Sometimes even if I have access to Xiao, I'll choose to play the Hieratic because I'll just gain a lot of advantage off that card, and then it's also a card that can still give you it can still give you value even after being Dark Rulered or droplets. So say they activate droplets and it's negated, or they activate Dark Ruler, it's negated, you'll still get the effect after it's tributed to summon from the deck. So you get so much value off that card, so much value. So even if they they use droplets to negate your Hieratic Seal preemptively, that's 2 cards that they went through just to get rid of that effect. And Dark Ruler, that's also them wasting resources, but you're still gonna plus off that card. So that's why I decided to play this. It's very good. It's a nice normal summon. The level 4 doesn't really come up. Light comes up because of your Black Dragon, obviously, which is right here. Black Dragon, White Dragon. Very good extenders. We play Chaos Space. Just an excellent way to help us link climb when we want to break boards, so we can summon Unicorn easier. We can summon Access Code easier because we have access to these cards. Also, we could summon like Twin Triangle Dragon, which it's a very, very, very decent card to help us actually play through boards and link climb as well. And then for the other extenders, or the last extenders, monsters, is in 3 Noctovision. We're still playing 3. It's level 7. We can say like if we're going first, we want to summon Hieratic Seal, so it's a really good extender for that. And then we just link it off and get the draw 1. And then if we're going second, and we have these 2 cards, we can just go normal summon, dump the fusion spell changeover, bounce this back, and then fusion summon to Xiao, because we're trying to attack over things, trying to negate, and just really good. It's really good going first, really good going second, because it helps us dig for hand traps, and It helps us get into Iridic Seal. It's Shao food. Just a very good card. Always like that card, and it's actually more important in this version of the deck. For the hand traps, here's another difference. So we still play the 3 Ash. We still play the 2 Nibiru. Last time it was actually 2 Veiler, but I decided to actually main 2 Droll. So 3 Ash is really good because dinos are extremely powerful. This is actually the best hand. These are really good hand traps against dinos. This, because of Misk, it's not that great because of Dolka. They can negate if they like summon Dolka. Because if they use Misk during the main phase, and then they have 2 dinos, 2 level 4 dinos like Rex and Oviraptor, they're still unaffected. And then when they summon Dolka, they have the negate, so Nibiru's kind of weak. But Ash stops the Misk to summon the level 1 from the deck. So that's very, very important. That actually, like, sometimes it just ends their turn, which is nice. And then Droll is also really nice because, you know, they have cards like Fossil Dig, excuse me, and even the level 1, you know, pop searches. Oviraptor adds, it can send, but they want to add the baby Ceratosaurus so they could pop it. So Droll is just very strong against the deck. So these are really good hand traps against dinos. These are also good hand traps against, like, they could be good against Infernoble, Dragon Link, very good. So all these hand traps do, except this doesn't do that well against dino. But these 5 are just good against, like, everything. So I decided to play, like, Droll over Veiler because these have such a high impact on the opponent's turn. Like, it just causes them to end their turn. Veiler does not do that. Veiler's also terrible against dinos, so that's why we play the Droll, and I'm glad I did. Next for the spells, 3 Word Lexigard Dragon, 3. Let me put that CR in the front, please. I need 2 more. So 3 Word Lexigard Dragons, Amazing Extender, Almirage Plays for days. And then the collectors, what am I saying? Not the Chaos Space. I'm hooked on the collector's rare. So the Chaos Space, they're just really good to search the baby dragons. And you get the Banish, you get the Draw 1, just super nice, very good extender. Good Ash Bait too. We have 2 Hospitality, like the other profile, just 2 Hospitality, 1 Changeover. I didn't miss the 3rd. I just don't want to clog on that card. Just because, like, it requires me to have, like, Dragonmaids, which most of the time I will have, but, like, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes I'll open up no Dragonmaids and I'll just open, like, the Black Metal. So I kind of want to search those cards more than, like, open them. Here's the other new card. So it's Foolish Burial Goods. I took out the Reasoning. Reasoning was actually, to be fair, I didn't have that much testing with Reasoning, but it was just more like of a sacky card than anything. A card that I had to, 1, hope that my opponent doesn't call it correctly, and 2, hope that I'm actually summoning a monster that's going to do something and not like an Ash Blossom. So Foolish Burial Goods is actually really good in this deck because you could send this, and then you could also send Tidying, which is our next card. So because it gives us access to these 2 cards, it makes it so valuable. You could even, like, up this to 2, up this to 3 maybe, because it's just a really good extender. Like, say you open up, like, Chamber or Parlor, and then you open this, right? So you could normal summon, activate. If they hand trap you here, sometimes, like, and if you don't have, like, Hospitality or World Legacy Guard Dragon, this acts as another Monster Reborn because you're gonna send Tidying. So what you do is you can normal summon this. They negate it. you can still like link it off and then use Foolish Goods, dump this, banish, summon this back, and then go into Hieratic Seal that way, which is nice. Also going second is just really good because you're able to play through boards because you're able to send this card. And then like, you could banish it and then extend even further so you could link climb. And then also, say like you have a high level dragon like Noctovision or like Lorpar or Ernest in your hand, so you want to get into your Shao, and then you normal summon this, they negate it. You could always activate Foolish Goods, send the changeover, use changeover effect, add these both to hand, and then if you have that high level dragon, you could still, go into Shao that way. So just a very good card. It has two really good applications, which is to send either changeover or tidying, and that makes this card like so insane in this deck because you have the option of it's like it's I'm not saying it's as good obviously, but like it's kind of like Lightning Storm, where like when you activate Lightning Storm, you could either like choose to destroy the back row or like choose to destroy the monsters. So it gives you that flexibility, and that's what makes Lightning Storm so valuable, because it has those two effects where you could like, okay, so I need to get rid of the back row or I need to get rid of monsters. So just because you have those two options in one card, it makes it so good. And this is the same way. Because you have two options, you can send the changeover to go into Shao or like House, and then or you could send Tiding to like extend from your hand or from the graveyard. So say like you normal summon this, it gets negated, and then you activate Foolish Burial Goods, send this, banish this, maybe summon a chamber from the hand, and then you're able to like unbrick your hand and start to like snowball pretty much. So for our traps, it's the 3 Tiding and the 3 Imperm. Tidying, this card just gets better. This card's so good. That bounce effect is just insane. It gets you resources back to your hand, and your opponent loses resources because you're most likely bouncing back extra deck monsters, so they're not getting the monsters back. And then like next turn you're getting even more value because you're going to banish it and revive something from the graveyard or special summon something from the hand. So much value off this one card. And then Imperm, still very good because it dodges tactics. It's actually a really bad feeling when your opponent like activates tactics on you. It's happened to me. It happened to me, I think 3 times yesterday, where I'll activate something, and a monster effect. It could be Hieratic, it could be Ash, it could be Nibiru, and they just tactics, and it sucks so much. That's why that card's busted. That card's absolutely busted. So that's why Imperm's nice, because it dodges that card, and it dodges, well, that's not, well, Call by the Wave isn't relevant, but it also dodges, dodges Gamma, I guess. It dodges, just these, some cards that like the hand traps, they cannot like play around pretty much. So that's why we play 3 Imperm. So we're playing the 2 Nibiru, 2 Droll, 3 Ash. So it's 10 hand traps, plus we got more hand traps in the side deck. Alright, that's it for the main deck. Here is the extra. I'm not sure if I changed anything, honestly. Let me just line them up. So it's 2 Shao, 2 House. Still playing 2 Shao because we got the space. You could cut 1 to play maybe Phoenix, or still playing the 1 Furious. I did not summon this at all yesterday. I summoned this, I summoned this, I summoned this, summon both, summon this. I pretty much go through my whole extra deck. This is the 2 spots that are flex spots are the Shao and the Borreload Furious Dragon. I just like Borreload Furious Dragon because if you have the like if you draw Chamber and you can search the fusion spell and then fuse into Shao and then bounce the Dragonmaid back to add the changeover back to your hand, then you could go into Furious. Unfortunately, if you send the the changeover with Parlor, that effect to return it back to hand is a hard once per turn. So unfortunately, it's gonna either be Shao or Savage. I'm sorry, not Savage, Furious. But most of the time it's gonna be Shao. So these 2 cards, You can definitely like put something else in, like borrowed, borrow sword, um, Nightmare Phoenix. As you can see, I'm not playing Nightmare Phoenix. You could definitely put that card in. Uh, yeah, this card I really like. It doesn't come up as much. I feel like actually playing a Nightmare Phoenix instead of this might be more valuable, only because you're getting that utility of Nightmare Phoenix, and this is actually harder to summon. Granted, this does pop any card, which is nice. That's what I like about this card. It pops anything, and then during the next turn, it acts as a monster reborn. So it is a very strong card. It just I haven't done enough testing in real life. Online, it comes up, but in real life, I just haven't it hasn't come up enough. um, let's see. Salmon Gray Almiraj is still a must, just because of World Lexigard Dragon. It just allows you to get into this card way better. Now, if LP were to get hit on the next list, I don't know if Almiraj would be needed anymore. You can still do the Almiraj play with Pisty, because you'll just be able to move and then revive something back from the graveyard. But I don't know if that's gonna be worth it. Actually, you know what? To be fair, I have revived banished monsters with Pisty that I really needed. Like I would say, I would just an example. I would have Chaos Space, and then I would have no other monster to discard except like Chamber, and it sucks because, or like not another dark monster. I would have like maybe Chamber and a Parlor, but what I'll do is I'll activate Chaos Space, pitch the Chamber, search White Dragon, banish this, summon the White Dragon, and then later on in the turn, I'll use Pisty to summon back the Chamber and then get Chamber's effect then. So it's still nice to have like access to Pisty, only because it summons from the banished zone, which is really nice. It just helps you recycle some cards that are banished. But yeah, definitely for now, Almiraj is a must. LP, so is LP. So is Striker Dragon, because Striker Dragon is what allows you to go into Hieratic Seal, which is, again, favorite Link 2. Great card, gets your engine going as always. Bounces cards, super nice. Can bounce your own cards, just like you have that flexibility, which is cool. Twin Triangle Dragon, excuse me, is such an underrated like dragon. But in this deck, he shines. He shines, and he shines bright, because if you have two dragons, level 4 or lower, you're going to summon him. Excuse me, my mouth is getting dry. Yeah, so this guy, he really shines in this deck, because if you have two level 4 lower dragons, this is obviously like later on, like, turn 2, turn 3, when you're trying to like close the game. So chances are by then you're going to have like either one like Ernest, Lorpar, Noctovision, or Darkness Metal. You're definitely going to have one of those cards in the grave. So you're going to summon this, pay 500 life points, summon one of those monsters. Their effects are negated. They can't attack. That's not relevant, because you just instantly link climb into Unicorn, and then from Unicorn you're going to link climb into Axis Kotok, or just because of how many other resources you have, like Tiding in the Grave and stuff like that. This definitely helps you push for a game. The fact that your opponent can't respond to the attack gain, and they can't respond to the pop effects, is just super insane. So like, you're gonna get the attack gain no matter what, and then if they don't have anything to stop this card, like during open game state or on resolution of any of his effects, then he's just gonna keep popping cards on the field and attack for game. Black Rose definitely still comes up because of the after the Almiraj play, you just link Almiraj and like an LP into Crossroads. That way your Pisty has points to 2 zones with Crossroads, so you're able to revive something, and then you just go Hieratic Seal with these 2 cards. But again, it's just interesting to think about. But you have 1, 2, and then if this card gets hit, if it gets banned, then you have more slots, and this deck is definitely going to rely more on hieratic seal than it even did before, because these cards are because these cards won't be like too relevant. I would still play. I'm not even sure if I would play Almirage. That has there, there. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll like try to do testing, just in case like this card gets hit. I want to be ready, but we'll see. I mean, we have new sets coming out. We'll see what happens when the time comes. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Alright guys, that is it for the deck profile. This is probably going to be one of the shorter videos, which is nice. Because it's the same thing again and again. Most of the time. I mean, this time, honestly, I feel like it was definitely worth it to make this deck profile, just because, one, I gave you a little quick tournament report, and then two, the addition of this in the main deck, as well as these in the main deck, and then even this. These are just like 6 really big changes. Having these cards like just makes the deck so much better. It can, obviously play better going second because you have this card. Valor just wasn't doing it. I mean, you could stop something. You could potentially stop some big plays, but it just has a higher ceiling. It just can end turns, so it allows you to like play going second. And then having this card also just raises the consistency of the deck, because we're upping our starters from, well, good starters, from, it was 9, right? We had 9. We had 3 black metal, 3 chamber, 3 parlor, because all those cards do enough on their own. They're all 1 card hieratic seals, and now this card is another 1 card hieratic seal. So now we have 12 starters, 12 very strong starters, and then Darkness Metal is also an extender. So it doubles as a starter and extender because it searches for Darkness Metal. So even if we even if we draw multiples, we can still get this out of our hand with Darkness Metal to search for White Dragon, Black Dragon. And then Foolish Goods, like I mentioned before, just the two, having its 2 uses of dumping changeover or tidying, it just makes this card so much better in this deck. Who knows, maybe in the future I could up this to 2 or 3, depending on what the ban list looks like, or just like with more testing, I'll see how good actually drawing this card consistently is. Maybe like having this access to this card. Actually, you know what? Having access to this card, like trying to have access to this card in every hand by maybe playing 3 would be awesome. It just, drawing multiples just sucks. I would rather draw multiples of something else than draw multiples of this. So yeah guys, thank you guys so much for watching as always. Hope you guys have a great night, day. Thank you guys so much. Take care and peace.